Ah, yes. Tick, tick, tick. Attention, all stations. And good evening, everyone, and welcome. Bonsoir, tout le monde, et bienvenue. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, opening the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG, for Wednesday, April the 19th, 2023. Today marks 1,544 weeks that AREG has been on the air consecutively. My name is Chuck, and my station is located in East Hamilton. And this net is on every Wednesday night, starting at 8 p.m. and ending around 10 p.m. local time, here on 146.430. And we also stream the net live on YouTube, so people who tune in can hear how they sound into my station and see their signal strength, as well as see my station layout. Just type in my call into the YouTube search box, VA3CJZ, and look for us live, or under the title this evening, AREG Week 1544. And finally, we ask that you please try and leave a 1 to 2 second delay between transmissions to allow others to break in. May I now have check ins for this evening's AREG?
Victor Alpha 3, X-ray Lima Juliet.
Victor Alpha 3, November Foxtrot Golf.
Okay, I got two stations there, XLJ and November Foxtrot Golf. Let's go to Vanya. Good evening, Vanya. Come on in.
Hello, Chuck, and everybody on the net. So I'm gonna give you a quick check-in and listen for a little bit, and I'm gonna start making the overture. So I like that word for my graveyard shift. So yeah, I'm gonna stick around for a little bit, but half an hour or so, and the head downhill, and go home, and then shortly after that to work. So this is gonna be my check-in and the 7-3 at the same time. Anyways, how's everything, Chuck?
Hey, good evening, Vanya. Everything's going pretty much the same. Just waiting for that nicer, warmer weather so we can do some yard work and enjoy our backyard. Uh, got plans to have a good summer, let's say. So yeah, can't do much now. I mean, it's going to be raining all the time. A little bit of white snowflakes mixed in there every once in a while. But yeah, that's usually the case for this time of year. Uh, they say, don't even think about planting your plants until it's around 15 degrees outside as a normal temperature, or as I like to say, when there's no frost at night. So when your overnight low is at 1 degree, that's a little iffy. I'd wait till it's at least a few degrees above freezing overnight. So, got a couple of things I want to plant this year. That's if I can work the soil in my yard there, if my back and my legs aren't too sore. But yeah, I got plans anyways.
I don't know what we're gonna do with the garden this year, but probably we're gonna go and plant something. My wife, she I put some onions and garlic before winter. It is last year, and actually now we have a green onions, and the only problem is we don't know what's onions, what garlic, so we have to wait to grow a little bit the bigger to try and to figure out which one is which one. But regarding the garden, many times we would plant before mid-May, and everything would be dead by the end of the May, because it would be just that one day when everything freezes and the rain comes down on it, like most of the things would just wither and kind of die. So hopefully this year we're gonna wait a little longer and see how that's gonna work out. Maybe put stuff in soil like maybe by the last week of the May. So that's the one thing. And the second thing is this year I took my lemon tree out. So lemon tree can kind of sustain a little bit of cold, and I'm hoping because it needs to feel some cold. So I don't know, does it make flowers or it just makes a fruit, or I don't know how that thing works. So I'm hoping maybe it's 4 or 5 years old now. It's not big, but it's 5 year old, and I'm hoping it's gonna make us some lemons so we can make some lemonade or something. We'll see.
Ah, yes, very good, very good. I've never heard of anybody growing lemons here in North America. I lived in a place called Ontario, California. Now that's about the same distance as it is from Toronto to Hamilton, whereas Ontario is just east of Los Angeles, California. And I stayed there, and I lived on a street where the lemons were growing on the trees that were on the sidewalk. So you could just walk up, grab a lemon when it's ripe, take it home. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, you know what? I was watching the YouTubes, and the people would save the top end of the what's the name, the ananas. How you say that in English? A
Pineapple.
pineapple, of the pineapple, and they would just put it down on a soil, and next year they would have like a pineapple plant producing pineapple, which is kind of odd and neat for me. So it's more like a brush. It's not a tree or anything. I didn't imagine that, but so yeah, that's good. I'm hoping. We do actually have two avocado trees which we planted like probably before pandemic, so they're like 3.5 years old now, and they are getting big for the planter or whatever that thing is. We keep the soil in, but I'll see maybe when it warms up, take them outside, and they did it very well. Like it's they're almost like 6 feet tall. So what I have to do, I have to cut them so they can branch it out and see how that's gonna work out. Because some people they actually do manage to have uh, I guess to make those avocados produce the fruit. So that's gonna be one of those things which are gonna be kind of trying to play with it this year to get avocados going and hopefully lemon. I'm hoping that I didn't drop too many times with my microphone. So anyways,
Okay, Vanya, one last thing before we move on. I heard you say ananas. That's the French word for pineapple. What language is ananas for you?
no, it's Croatian ananas.
It's also French. That's the word. Cool. I didn't know that because I'm French.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, there's a few words which I still kind of like they don't come naturally to me. Like and ananas is one of them. Funny thing about ananas and wherever I lived, like it's when I was very small kid, I vaguely remember my mother buying me banana and ananas. They were selling them in the stores in probably late 70s. I was like 4 or 5 at the most, four anyways. And ananas, bananas, and those round Ritz crackers. We had those, and I don't know what's happened. I know a recession hit in, and everything disappeared from the store shelves. And I didn't have bananas. No word of the lie from like 1980 until like probably like maybe 89, 90 when they start importing them back again. So yeah, just something ananas, pineapple. I think I had it in a can back home, like after the war, and the first fresh one was here because I would never buy them, but my wife does. So imagine that gap of like 20 something years in between, eating the same fruit which is readily available everywhere, and then having that big gap. So just a little something. Anyway, Shaq, I'm gonna be holding the line anymore, so I'm gonna give you 7-3. I'll stick around and listen. I'm gonna try to jump in on my way to work. So I'm gonna give you 7-3, and there's no good luck. It's almost end of the day, but good luck for tomorrow if you're gonna do any DX. 7-3 VA3 XLJ.
Okay, Vanya, you're doing a good job as always. Not as strong as you usually are from there, but still S9 plus down here at the Center Mall. So thanks for jumping in and checking in with us. And yeah, please jump in once you're on your way and say howdy in the mobile. Okay, so we'll clear with VA3XLJ and let's go up to Steve, VA3 November Foxtrot Golf. Come on in, Steve.
Good evening there, Chuck, and all who's listening on net here. I've got no traffic here, Chuck. Just been drinking warm fluids all day and some chicken soup and
Yep, good
a
stuff.
couple vitamins there and trying to nurse myself back to normal. What can I say? You're doing full scale here, as I am probably to you, hopefully. And that's all I got for now. Back to you, Chuck.
Yeah, right on. Very good. I've been there. I've tested positive also on the home test kit. So how do you feel today? Are you the same? A little, worse, better? What?
I'm about the same as I was, I think, last night. But the night before was really brutal in the morning. It was a struggle, that's for sure. I was up since, I think, 2:45. I pretty much gave up. That was yesterday morning. So, probably because of that, I did have a good sleep last night, so that probably helped a lot. Rest is everything, So, yep. What can I say? Hopefully we're on the mend.
Yeah, it doesn't last forever. All right, very good, Steve. I got one question I wanted to ask people, and that is, what is your logging software of choice for HF? I know there's a lot of freebies out there. There's a few that you have to pay. Personally, I use AC Log. I've mentioned that several times. I'm quite happy with it. It was the best 25 US dollars I ever spent, and it's guaranteed for life. You don't pay for anything, the upgrades, nothing. So that's my logging software of choice, AC Log. How about yours?
I keep it simple. I just use QRZ.
Okay.
That's the main one that I use. Whenever I make a POTA contact, I just transfer the info over to QRZ. It's easier. I am signed into Logbook of the World also and EQSL,
Yeah.
but my main go-to is well, obviously POTA here, but I mean, there's no logging if you're a hunter, right? But yeah, and then that's it. I occasionally open up Logbook of the World. I haven't. If I export my stuff from there, from Logbook of the World, except it's not. It's a little much there trying to log a contact there. This dialog box comes up. Got to fill it out. It's just not quick enough. You just can't rush through it like you can at QRZ or other logging software. So until then, at $50 a subscription there, I'll just do it manually.
Okay, very good. Yeah, we also belong to LOTW, EQSL, and QRZ. Okay, thanks, Steve. All right, we'll get back to you in a bit. Hopefully, you'll still be there. And let's see if there's anyone else who'd like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ, and we're streaming live on YouTube. Just put in my call, and you can watch and listen there. But for now, who else would like to check into the net this evening? All right, there was a double smash up there, but I was able to make out Rick AXJ and IMW. Anyone else? All right. Well, I'm hearing the person keying up with no audio, but maybe one day they'll get a license and key up with their call. For now, let's go to VA3AXJ. Come on in, Rick.
Good evening there, Chuck. Not too much to say. It's been a rough few days for me here. We had a friend family friend passed away suddenly on Sunday. Now we don't know if it's COVID related or not, but COVID was mentioned, but we won't find out until the autopsy's done.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Rick. My condolences. Yeah, people are dropping off like flies, it seems. We're all getting older, and yeah, Mother Nature's sometimes pulls a fast one there. So sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was kind of sudden, but anyhow, yeah, I test myself regularly every week, but I've never had it. So my kid had it, Ricky had it, a few other friends have had it, but thank goodness I haven't. I haven't got it. I don't want it. Put it that way. Other than that, my room's done. I just gotta do the window. But yeah, my son painted it for me. I was here though, but didn't do too much. The back problems and all that stuff. I just got to do the window and it's finished. Period. That's it. No more painting for me. I'm done with it.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, just waiting for the nicer weather so we can um, start using the backyard, and hopefully I don't get worn out too quick there doing some yard work and that. We we're definitely out of shape from not doing anything this winter, so we're gonna have to get back in shape. Uh, Anyways, so all right, Rick. Well, you're gonna stick around with us there. We're gonna keep going down the line.
Yeah, I'll be here for a bit. Yeah, and that last weekend there when it was really hot, I decided to put the air conditioning on in the truck, and my compressor blew up.
Oh
So
no.
I got to take that in at the end of the month and get it replaced. That's going to cost a few bucks. Anyhow, I won't bore you with my problems. Let IMW go now. Sorry for stepping on you there, Mac. But things happen. Anyhow, back to you, Chuck, and we'll be listening.
Yeah, it seems like you keep dumping money into that truck there, Rick. I don't know. All right, Rick. We'll get back to you in a bit. So let's go up to top of the escarpment and say hello to Mac. VA3IMW. Come on in, Mac. I understand you have some congratulations in order.
Well, maybe, just maybe, perhaps. Anyways, for ID, Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey. And Rick, never mind about stepping on me. I can't think of a nicer guy to leave a boot print on my back. And kind of felt good. Anyways, yes, I managed to make contact with Alaska last night, and I secured my 50 states award for POTA. So I guess that's another milestone.
Yeah, congratulations. That's funny, eh? We're all able to hit Hawaii, but our Alaska seems to be a little bit tough for me. Excuse me, I don't have it yet, and just I always have a little bit of trouble getting over the Rockies. Even into British Columbia is rare, but I do have a couple of contacts there. But yeah, it is a little tough. But congratulations then. Um, yeah, I forget how many. I think I need four just for in general, 4 states. But on Parks on the Air, I probably need about 20 states there. I'm not as active as some of you are in the city here on POTA, but we do manage to get a couple here and there. Last few days there. Yeah, the only outside of North America that I have is England for POTA, but everyone else is the U.S. and Canada. So we'll get there eventually.
Oh, absolutely. As time goes on, these opportunities arise, and if you're going to spend the time and energy to really, really work these stations and try to get a good copy on them. I mean, like you said, Alaska is tough. Believe it or not, it was actually 20 meters, so I spent a considerable amount of time tuning the notch filters and other stuff just to clear, get a good clear audio on them. And it took a little while, but Kevin was good enough to send me a video of this guy, and apparently he's fairly well known in Alaska. He uploaded another video yesterday of a recent activation of a park that he was going back to activate. So it's kind of unique, you know. The guy's sitting down on a rock, saying it's 33 degrees, which I guess is Fahrenheit, and he's out there in shirt sleeves and a ball cap. He's got his radio gear spread out on the ground and a sloper antenna up in a tree. So it's kind of the guttural side of the ham radio business, but at the same time, he's using a 5-watt QRP rig. So that's remarkable. You know, at the right time and the right place, yeah, you're going to make some great contacts. I still don't have Hawaii. I find it's just too noisy, and I don't know if Eric really uses a lot of power, but yeah, he's a tough copy for me, and I've never been able to break through. Anyways, other than that, yeah, we're continuing to play along with the POTA stuff, and other than that, I did a little bit of work stuff today. I had a bunch of online onboarding stuff that I needed to get done, so there was a couple hours worth of reviewing documents and electronically signing agreements and all kinds of other stuff like that. So that's all geared up towards my start date of May the 8th.
Oh, okay. Got a date in mind. Very good. Question of the night is, what's your go-to logging software?
Well, the obvious for POTA activation is HamRS, and why did I choose it? Because it's free and easy. No, really, it's because it's easy, and I also appreciate that it's free. Other than that, if I make a contact that's non-POTA related, that's a nice DX contact that I want to get confirmation on, I'll actually enter that in QRZ. But no other, I'm not paying for any software subscriptions right now. Maybe someday, you know, the one that you're talking about sounds like it's got all the contests, and it gives you updates and all the rest of that good stuff. So, yeah, it's a good one to keep in mind. The only two activities where I participated in field day, I actually did paper logging. Then I entered everything into a spreadsheet because I understood the format that the final Cabrillo file had to be in. And once I entered my data in the Excel spreadsheet, I exported it to an ASCII file and saved it with the right file extension, and it was able to upload without a problem. So I can build a Cabrillo file out of an Excel spreadsheet, and it all seems to work really well.
All right, very good. Well, thanks for sharing that with us, and I'm sure others will let us know what they like to use. So that's the best I could come up with for a question of the night or a subject, or if anybody else has something they want to talk about, please feel free to mention it when you're called upon, and we'll definitely discuss it. So we'll say thanks for now, Mac, and we'll get back to you. Keep an ear open, please. If you hear art in there, that would be nice. So other than that, anything else before we do another call out there, Mac?
No, I heard BK in there, so he's obviously anxious to get his call sign heard. But yeah, I'll make sure I keep an ear out for anything in the distance that you may not be able to hear, including, but not limited to art.
Okay, then. Very good. Yeah, I didn't even hear Rick. He must have keyed up while I was talking. So let's bring him in then if he's there. VE3BK, come on in.
It's actually not Rick. It's actually VE3KKP. I don't believe that I mixed up their voices, but yeah, I think he's on a handy talkie and doing some other stuff. Kevin, did you have any traffic for the net? All right, all the best. Have a great night then. You're in and out? Okay, 7-3's Kevin. Yeah, so VE3KKP, he's in and out. He's busy doing some stuff. And usually when you hear that, you don't want to know. All right, Chuck, go ahead.
All right, there. Thanks, Mac. And we have VE3KKP in the log. And we also have Greg from Binbrook. He checked in via YouTube. So if anybody else wants to watch and listen to us on YouTube, just put in VA3CJZ in the YouTube search box and you can look for us live. Or tonight, the title is called AREG Week 1544. And the 1544 means it's been 1,544 weeks that AREG has been on the air, once a week. So that's pushing 29 and a half years. So with that, let's see if anybody else is out there that'd like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. Please come now.
VA3NCA. Echo uniform.
Victor Echo 3, Alpha Papa Tango.
Okay, I think I heard 3 stations in there, NCA, Charlie Echo Uniform, and Alpha Papa Tango. Anyone else?
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Delta Victor, mobile.
Okay, Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Delta Victor, mobile. Well, let's bring you in first. Since you're mobile there, we might lose you. So that is Cal, like California. Come on in, Cal.
Thank you, you got it. 73 to everybody who's listening. I am time sensitive tonight as I have an engagement in about 5 minutes. So I'm just checking in just to log the check-in for you, and thank you all for running the net, and 73 to everybody. Going through.
Okay, very good, Cal. I've got you at an S8 signal over here by the Center Mall. I'm actually 2 blocks south of the Center Mall, here below the escarpment, and you had a little bit of noise with you, a little bit of buzzing, but I could make out everything you said. So thanks for checking in, Cal. You have a great rest of the evening, and we'll talk to you again another time. So we'll clear with VA3 Charlie Delta Victor, and then let's go up to the top here, and Victor Alpha 3 November Charlie Alpha. Wade, come on in.
Good evening, Chuck. Good evening, everyone on net. Yeah, pretty good signals between our stations tonight. That QRM, I'll knock wood, doesn't appear to be here on 2 meters tonight. So hopefully that stays that way for at least the rest of the net or forever. Anyways, yeah, I didn't get much radio done today, unfortunately, until now. Ended up going into work. Felt we should help some folks who, let's see, it's a long story, but I'll just summarize by saying that there's some cheap computers that were installed into our computer room, and they come, so these computers get installed on basically their drawers on a slide, so you can slide them out and work on them. And they were cheap metal things. And so anyways, they popped off, so now you have like a 100-pound server dangling from its perch in the cabinet. And so at that point, they needed some help. So we thought we'd go in there and try and extract it carefully and not hurt ourselves or the things around us. And surgery was a success, and the patient lived, so that was good. But nonetheless, it meant I was at work, and so I couldn't spend my lunch or my breaks checking what was going on the radio. Back to you, Chuck, VA3NCA.
Oh, okay, very good there, Wade. Yeah, we usually make a couple of contacts on POTA every day, but today I haven't made any yet. So I did have a question, 10-second question is what is your go-to logging software? Whether it's QRZ or something you pay for or Log for Old Men or whatever there is out there, we'd like to know what you like, what you prefer to use.
Yeah, I don't have a really strong choice yet. Basically, one of the first ones I tried for regular logging was Log for Old Men, and it works for me. Although it well, actually, it's better now. There was a version that updated, but it was very very slow for a while, just moving from field to field. But that's kind of resolved itself, so I haven't given up on it yet. But of course, for POTA, it's HamRS for POTA, because it's nice and simple and it works. And it runs on my phone, which is kind of nice depending on what I've got with me. So, yeah, so I think it sounds a lot like what Max said, but yeah, I have hammers when I'm trying to do POTA activations and Log for OM at home. And actually, I've had a lot of luck integrating it with other things. So if I'm playing with FT8, oh, that reminds me, I gotta mention something. But anyways, if I'm playing with FT8, it logs it directly to Log for OM, and same with VAR AC, which I'm messing around with. And I have to cop to the no audio transmission last round. Unfortunately, with whatever setup I have going on, I have to switch manually my audio source from mic to USB on this radio. I'm sure there's a way to fix that, but I don't know it right now. So if I've been doing a digital mode experiment and I forget to switch back to mic, then it's expecting my audio to come from the computer. That's USB as in computer USB, not other sideband. So anyway, so the point was I keyed up, spoke into my mic, and it didn't transmit the audio. So that that was me last round, and it's a surefire way of knowing when I've been messing around with digital modes. With that, I'll send it back to you with that little confession, with, just between you and me. I'll send it back to Net Control B3NC.
Okay, very good, Wade. Thanks for sharing that with us. So let's move down the list and go say hello to Tomas, VE3 Charlie Echo Uniform. Come on in, Tom.
VE3CJZ, VE3CU. Good evening, Chuck, and everybody else on that. We're looking to hear this QRP right here. I'm getting you out just about full scale on the VHF side of the airwaves here. So hopefully everything's doing good with you.
Yeah, doing okay, I guess. We still have to work on finding someone to put my G5RV back up on the tower there. It came crashing down a couple of weeks ago, but we'll keep looking for someone to do that. So, anyways, Tomas, you're coming in at S9 here at my location. Nice, strong audio, and so good job. Are you going to be taking off after?
Yeah, I'm going to be taking off shortly there. Got to hop into the shower and get ready for work tomorrow. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I was able to check into your net there. I missed our pad's net, and yeah, it's good to have this set up the way it is. I got the cookie sheet reoriented so your signal went from a 0 to a plus 15. But anyways, yeah, nothing else to report from this end, Chuck. Yeah, for the logging software, I would probably use QRZ.
Okay, very good, very good. So that's two now that prefer to use that. So yeah, we'll mark that down. Okay, Tomas. Well, thank you for taking the time out and checking in with us. And it is a work night, so you have to go get scrubbed up there and ready for tomorrow. So, thanks again, Tom. Much appreciated.
Contact Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey.
Okay, stand by there 1 sec. Contact Tomas. We'll clear with you. Anything else, sir?
Nothing else at this end, Chuck. 73.
All right, very good, Tom. So the contact, please go ahead.
VA3IMW. Just a quick comment about Tom's radio for QRP rig 15 over S9 up here. But the real reason that I broke in there was that our favorite friend on the mountain here is online now, and VE3KCI Art is standing by. If you got time for him there, Chuck.
Absolutely. We'll take Art right now, since we have you available to relay for us there. I don't think I can hear Art. So Albert, please stand by. Mac, please say hello to Art and welcome him to the net.
All right, QSL. VE3KCI, VA3IMW. Art, you sound really good tonight, and Chuck is welcoming you to the net. You have the mic. Go ahead.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, nothing.
All right. Well, Chuck is his happy self, and apparently he's having a hard time hearing you as well. And yeah, it's just that part of that radio propagation. So not the best situation. Anyways, have you got any traffic for the net? I mean, let's see. You've been working on batteries for your scooter, and I think there were a few other things going on. You had to have some tests and other things like that. So what's been going on with you over the last week, sir? Well, certainly glad that your vision is getting better and the fogginess is going away. And I think I know what you mean by a back order on the radio. I ordered a new field radio that I'm going to use for park activations, and it's on back order, and no projected date at this point in time. So if they've told you July, August, then hopefully it comes in sooner, you know. Perhaps they under-promise and over-deliver. That would be nice. All right. Okay, are you going to stick around for a while there, Art? Or are you just in and out quick? All right, QSL. All right. So make sure you get lots of sleep, drink plenty of fluids, and you know, fruit and vitamins, all the rest of that good stuff. Eat your greens, and yeah, healthy lifestyle. Early to bed, early to rise. QSL. Yeah, QSL. All right, let me share with Chuck just briefly before you go. Chuck, not much news. Art is still lamenting the long wait for his ICOM 7100. Still hasn't been delivered, and the radio world is still holding that July-August time frame for it. Other than that, his vision is improving, and that's a good thing. So he's a quick in and out tonight, and that's about it. Chuck, did you have any other traffic that you wanted to share with Art? Go ahead.
Yeah, stand by there, Rick, 1 second. Just please tell Art that Rick is here, wanting to say hi to him. And other than that, please say thank you for checking in with us tonight. Always a pleasure having Art, and glad to hear his eyesight is improving. And he'll be happy once he gets that 7100, I'm sure. So just pass that along there, Mac, and then Rick can say hello after.
Okay, QSL. All right, so Art, Chuck is thanking you for your check-in tonight, and he's certainly glad that your eyesight is improving, and he shares the hope that your 7100 is delivered sooner than later, and certainly you'll be able to enjoy that. Anyways, Rick, our favorite friend from down the mountain there, one of our favorite friends anyways, VE3BK is ready to say hi to you, so I'll pass it over to Rick. Go ahead, BK.
Okay, thanks, Mac, and yeah, it's good to hear everybody in there. I just got here actually, and I heard Art on there. Art, you're booming in down here, no problem at all. And yeah, you'll be happy when you get that 7100, I'm sure. Yeah. Anyway, so good. I missed all that. I didn't get it all, but your eyesight's improving, so that means the operation must have worked somewhat there. And anyway, and I've been working on battery backup, and I got lots of noise from the charger, and I discovered that, so I can't use that. But anyway, things are improving down here, and anyway, I hope you get that stuff soon there, and let me know. So back to you, Art. V3KCI, V3BK in a group.
In the group.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I'm on low power, so how do you copy the Art? This antenna there seems to be going into you pretty good there, over. Okay. Yeah, I was on low power. I just went to high power, so should be able to hear me pretty good there now, Art, over. No, nothing bouncing here at all. Yeah, well, you can sit in front of that big screen TV there and enjoy yourself. And you got all the channels there, that's for sure. Anyway, yeah, the any noise you're hearing is probably that VHF propagation there. That's probably why Chuck can't hear you. Just like me and Marty, there between me and Marty on HF, I think the mountain's in the way. Anyway, we better let them get back to the net, and I'm just a nasty breaker in here. So back to you, Art, for a final, and then we'll turn it over to Chuck there. Yep, Roger on that, and the newsletter will be out today, so you will get it in the mail soon.
Come
73.
on.
Yeah, so Chuck, he turned it back over to you.
All righty then. Okay, so we'll clear with everyone here, and we'll finally go to Albert. Thanks for your patience, Albert. Your patience, VE3APT. Come on in.
Hey, hello there, Chuck, and everybody on frequency here. Yeah, I almost fell asleep over here, but we woke up though. But anyways, yeah, I thought, I better check into Chuck's net there. It's been a while. Anyways, back over to you, Chuck.
Ah, very good, Al. You're sounding good. Yeah, it has been a while. I have heard you check in on RPAD's net there on a few occasions. So it sounds like everything's going all right with you.
Oh yeah, same old, same old. Just been busy at work, working in Brampton these days.
Oh wow.
Was going to be in Toronto, but I think I'll stay in Brampton, and probably to the end of the year, and then who knows after that? There's talks about Scarborough, but hey, who knows, man? I'm like a gypsy. I move around a lot, but hey, it is what it is. You got to go where the work's at.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, very good then. Good to hear your work is keeping you busy. Hopefully not too busy. I don't know if you heard me mention earlier, my G5 RV fell down, and I can't seem to find anyone to help me. So I'll ask you if you ever have some spare time, maybe an hour or two to spare. Help me put that back up. I can't climb anymore, Albert. My legs are gone, and I just don't trust myself going, you know, uh, going up the tower. So if you ever have any spare time that you can help me with, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem there, Chuck. Maybe we'll see. We'll see what pans out. Maybe on the weekend or something. I'll give you a shout. I'll text you, and then I'll swing over there, and we'll take us long to put that G5 RV up there. And hopefully your tower's secured. It doesn't go over.
Oh yeah, it's secured. The thing is, I used cheap paracord, and the freaking rain and well, mostly the rain chewed through it, and it snapped. And so once you get up the tower, you have to lower the pole so that the antenna can go back to the apex there, and then lift the pole back up, and zippity doo dah. Uh, as simple as that. So it's not very terribly high, only 3 sections with a mast pole. So I got some Dacron rope, so that won't be an issue to have that come down again. It says it won't rot, so we'll use that stuff. I got a brand new hank, 100-foot hank of it. So plus we got a pulley, and we got everything we need except the legs to climb up there, Al.
Yeah, no, that's not a problem, Chuck. Like I say, if you got everything, we'll see what pans out this weekend. If I get some time, I'll text you, and then I'll swing over, and we'll throw that up there for you. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem at all.
All right, very good, Albert. Thanks a bunch. I appreciate it. Okay, what was I going to say? Do you have you been making any HF contacts?
I have. I do a little bit here and there. I don't know, I've been stuck on this digital stuff, the FT8, FT4. Been playing around a lot with that stuff lately. But yeah, every so often, on weekends, I'll get into the HF a little bit.
Oh, very good, very good. Yeah, I've been pretty successful there in the last month. I think in March or April was really good for me. Actually, no, March was good. Got places like Hawaii, got Japan, New Zealand. I even got Kuwait. Couldn't believe it. So you just got to be at the right place at the right time, I guess, and for the conditions to be favorable. So yeah, we're plugging away at it there whenever we can. Okay, Albert, I'll say thanks a bunch again, and we'll let you go. Anything else for us?
I don't know. I think we'll sit back here and listen to the rest of the net here. I don't know how long if I'm going to make it till 10, but we'll see how it goes. But you know what? I just remembered something. When you were, I think I heard VE3 Zulu Victor call in there. I don't know if you heard him or not. I think he called in there though. I don't know. I'm not sure if he's still in there. I don't know if you want to give him a shout.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't heard him today. I heard him a few days ago on somewhere, but I think it was on 146520. But let's see if Victor Echo 3 Zulu Victor, Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Juliet Zulu. Are you there, Steve?
Yes, sir. There, Chuck. We're just listening along. Chasing some POTA in between. Typical Wednesday night, I guess. Especially if you got a couple days off. What can I say? So, yeah, very good. I have a couple of those other logging softwares, but like Log for Old Man, kind of. I opened it once, and I'm not sure what version I got, but I don't even think I opened every window up. There's like a lot of tabs there to that software. It's like, where do you begin, right? Without going through a long to orient yourself with the program or watch a tutorial or something like that. There probably is one, however, I just haven't done it yet. Well, that's about it, Chuck. Back to net, VA3NFG.
Okay, Steve, I don't know if the COVID-19 is making you delirious, but we were calling out Victor Echo 3 Zulu Victor, and I believe his name is Steve, and you came back there. So let's try it again. Victor Echo 3 Zulu Victor. Gosh, he came in right underneath you there, Steve, and then you keyed up on him, so he must have taken off. We'll do it one more time. Victor Echo 3 Zulu Victor, Victor Alpha 3 Charlie Juliet Zulu.
Yeah, I hear you, Chuck, but there's some other interference, some kind of digital
Yeah, sorry there, Chuck.
in there, so maybe Albert can relay that I'm listening, and I'll be listening along for a bit. V3ZV Waterford.
QSL there, Steve, in Waterford. We hear you, no problem. It is noisy tonight on my end as well, but we got you in the log there, Steve, and hopefully things are going well with you there. Over.
Yeah, we're doing fine. I'm hearing probably 80% of the people, so looks like my new antenna system is working not too bad. So I'll keep listening along. V3ZV. You continue on, Chuck.
All right, very good there, Steve. I've got you at an S7 now. You peaked at S7, and I'm over here by the Center Mall or the center on Barton or whatever they call it nowadays. And so good job, Steve. And don't forget, we are streaming on the YouTube as well. Just put in VA3CJZ in the YouTube search box. And if you can't hear someone, you can maybe hear them on the YouTube stream. So thanks again, Steve. We've got you in the log. And the other Steve, VA3NFG, we'll get back to you shortly there, Steve. Very good. So let's do another call out. We broke the number 13 mark with Zulu Victor. So let's see if anyone else is out there would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3 CJZ, looking for check-ins. All right, nothing heard there. Let's go to a couple of announcements here. We have very, very few contests this weekend. One of the slowest periods for contests, but we'll start off here with one called QRP to the Field, and that is a CW and sideband contest this weekend, and it'll only be on for 10 hours. 0800 Zulu to 1800 Zulu on April 22nd. And that's for 10 meters, 15, 20, 40, and 80. And next, we have the Yoda contest, not Yoda from Star Wars. It's YOTA, Youths on the Air, I do believe. And that is for sideband and CW as well. And the same bands, 10, 15, 20, 40, and 80. And then for you digital lovers, there's an RTTY called SPDX RTTY contest. And that is for, looks like 24 hours, 1200 Zulu April 22nd to 1200 Zulu April 23rd. And after that, things drop off. There's the North American Single Sideband Sprint contest, and that's only for 4 hours, 0100 Zulu time to 0400 Zulu on April 23rd. And geographic focus is North America, but the participation is worldwide. And that's for sideband only. And the only bands it's good for is 20, 40, and 80. And that pretty much wraps it up. There's another really short one for 4 hours called the International Vintage Contest HF. And that's for AM, sideband, and CW for 40 meters and 80 meters. And then we have another really short one called a UA1DZ Memorial Cup. And that's sideband and CW for 10, 15, 20, 40, and 80. And that's also on April 23rd. Let's see now. Well, that pretty much wraps it up there for that. If you have any other concerns or want to know a little bit more about these contests, just type in contest calendar. That's one word together, contestcalendar.com, and you can see a week's worth of contests, or two, a month ahead, the whole year, whichever you prefer. So again, it's contestcalendar.com. And so it is 8:56 p.m. Here in Hamilton, and the temperature outside the CJZ studio is 9.1 degrees. So we're looking at some rain for the next several days, and so be prepared for that. So with that, let's do another call out and see if anyone else is out there listening would like to check in with us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3 CJZ looking for check-ins. All right, nothing heard. Well, let's go back up to the top of the list and see if Vanya is still with us. VA3XLM. Or, sorry, that was Greg. My mistake. Greg checked in on YouTube. The next person underneath there is similar. VA3XLJ, not M.
Yeah, hello, Chuck. I guess you are forgiven, so it's all good. So I'm driving to work, so I'll stop when I get close. Like I'm gonna stop by to there's a place which I like to pick the food up. I have some bites to eat, and probably go and relieve one of the guys like half an hour, 45 minutes early. So it's gonna be 15 minutes watching them fighting to death. Who's gonna leave? But basically that's the plan.
Yeah, very good, very good. So I can tell you're mobile. Whereabouts are you?
Oh, I'm still in Burlington, so I don't know. I passed like some line, so maybe Guelph, something like that, somewhere there.
No, okay, very good then. Yeah, you're coming in a little choppy there, but we're able to make out everything you're saying, and right on. So you you have fun at work as much as you can, and 2 more sleeps until Friday.
Yeah, 2 more sleeps until Friday, so I don't know what I'm gonna do over the weekend, but I had all those grandiose plans of doing some useful stuff, and it doesn't look like anything is gonna pan out. But the good news is that my what was the name? That my there's this Ali store which someone recommended to me. It's like a good amplifier store, 2019 or whatever the number is. And my telescopic whips they came in today, so if I get lucky and find some scrap, anything in the scrap bin or the metal wise, I might try to make that the predator antenna for 20 meters. So I'm just hoping I'm gonna find something which will fit and that would make sense to which will fit. Anyways, I'll do everything else. So that's my plan regarding my signal. I'm using like a hand. I'm not using hand. I'm using microphone, but I make down to the 5 watts, and that's why the things are a little bit like this. So it's gonna be like this all summer. Then we'll see what we're gonna do for the winter. Maybe put the big radio in, and make more heat for the car, I guess.
Okay, very good then. All right, Vanya, we'll let you keep both hands on the wheel and continue on your way to your destination. And we'll say 7-3. And thanks again for checking in, my friend. Much appreciated. So we'll clear with Vanya, and then let's go back up to Steve, VA3, November Foxtrot Golf. Come on in, Steve.
Yeah, okay, Chuck, thanks. Well, you probably got the gist of what I said in my last transmission. But yeah, I do have those other logging, or I've had them. I think I still have log for Old Man. I haven't opened it probably in, I don't know, 8 or 9 months. As I don't, that's not my primary software to use. So I want something fast and easy, and I don't have to go back and adjust it and rename things and all that stuff. So yeah, that's about it, man. I try to keep it simple. Back to you, Chuck, VA3NFG.
All right, very good, Steve. Yeah, before I settled on the AC log, I downloaded and installed everything I could get my hands on, and then I came across this N3FJP fella who wrote the software for AC log, and I was quite impressed. Quite impressed. I was unimpressed with Ham Radio Deluxe because they let you try it out. And it doesn't matter if you wait 3 months, 6 months. If you want to reinstall it again, they won't let you use it. So it's a one-shot deal, and that turned me off right then and there. I said, "You want my money, but you only give me one shot to try it out, and then never again? No, you're on the blacklist." So we said no to Ham Radio Deluxe. I'm sure it does all kinds of neat things, but if I forgot how the program worked 4, 5, 6 months down the road and they won't let me try it again, no, you're not getting me as a customer. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't blame you there, for sure. There's that other logging software, I forget the N3F something. The time expired before I even had time to check it out. I downloaded it, installed it. I didn't really have time to look at it. I had something else I got to do or whatever. And then I just carried on the next day, and I probably forgot that I had it. So time expired out, and I never really got a chance to try it out. So I don't know when that renews. Like when can you re-download it again and try it out? Maybe I can, but I just haven't gone back to it to try.
Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with that. But that's a good piece of advice to give people is if you're going to download a trial a software that's got a time limit on it, uh, don't install it and walk away. Install it and try it out. Otherwise, what happened to Steve will happen to you as well. So keep that in mind. Don't let it sit there when they give you a free trial. Okay, Steve. Thanks for all that. Let's go to the next person, and that would be Rick. It's right after 9 p.m. here. He usually likes to say goodnight, but let's see if Rick is still with us. VA3 Alpha X-Ray Juliet.
Yeah, I'm still here there, Chuck. Thanks, Jay. Yeah, I think it was Saturday, I think it was, that I was in Caledonia in the truck, and I was talking to you, but I don't remember getting a signal report back. Do you remember then?
Not for certain, but I have a funny feeling you were around an S6, and I was able to hear everything you were saying.
Yeah, I'm getting some mud here. Anyhow, yeah, I was only on medium power because if I put my radio on high power, I get interference from the alternator. and so I got to run it on the medium power. But I tried it on the high, but I can't remember exactly what happened. If it was any better or if it was worse, I can't recall it. But I think it was Saturday anyhow. I was right in downtown Cayuga or Caledonia.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. They've been promoting that you can bring your streetcar down to Cayuga and race. You obviously have to pay a fee to use their track, but they said it wasn't that much. And so for you street racers, if you want to try your car, I guess they time you and everything. So you guys should check that out this summer. Okay, Rick, we're going to clear with you, sir, and keep going on down the list. Okay.
Yeah, okay, Chuck. I'll be listening, but I don't know if I'm going to be keying back up. So this will probably be my 7:30 round. As far as I know right now, anyhow. But if I do hear you do call, I'll key back up if I hear you.
Okay, outstanding. Very good, Rick. We'll take care if I don't talk to you again. So let's go down or up the escarpment to VA3IMW. Mac, do you want to see if Art is still with us?
Well, VA3IMW Friday. I can assure you he's not. He was headed off to Betty by the last time we spoke. So, yeah, he was a quick in and out, and he's all done. So, yeah, we can look forward to chatting with him next week, I guess. It is unfortunate that his antenna setup does not allow you guys to communicate, because he certainly appreciates being able to hear people and getting a little a long distance feeling there. So yeah, it's unfortunate. I know PDL and I had made a trip over there, and we tried some other options which didn't improve the situation, but that's okay. Time and tide, something will turn up, and perhaps with his new 7100 and whatever Rick is working on in the background there, to get him set up with some HF capabilities, would be interesting to see what they could do in order to string a 40-meter wire around his apartment there and get him some HF contacts. Probably keep the people upstairs feet warm a little bit too. So yeah. Anyways, that's all I got about for now, Chuck. Just waiting for things to, time to pass and get busy with work stuff all over again. And I know it's I'm a little apprehensive, but I'd like to get the gears turning all over again and get busy with the stuff that I'm used to doing. Anyways, I'll throw it back to you, and I'm not sure if you have any other questions about what's coming up, but I'm here, and I'm here for the duration. Oh yes, and it's almost time for On This Day.
That's right, Mac. It is just about that time. So before we do that, let's do a quick call out and see if anyone else is out there listening and would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. Anyone, anywhere, please come now.
VE3 LBI. Victor Echo 3 Golf Bravo Delta.
Okay, heard two stations there, LBI and GBD. Let's say hello to Larry. Come on in, Larry.
Yep, thanks, Chuck. Just listen along. I just got on here. Was in a meeting there, so I just finished up a few minutes ago and just started to kind of listen along. Any topic for tonight, or is it open?
Well, it's not so much as a topic, Larry, as a question. We're asking everyone what their go-to logging software is for DX, not for POTA or anything else like that, but for your DX, do you have a favorite logging software?
Yes, I'm using that log for OM, and also depending, use the hammers too. And it's not just for POTA, but you can use it for other things also.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that. I haven't really delved deeply into the Hammers software. I did have a quick peek at it, but we'll have to check that out a little bit more. So, all right. Well, thanks for sharing that there, Larry. And do you have any new milestones that you want to share with the group?
I'm trying to think. Nope. Worked all of Delaware with the boys, obviously. Got my award for that. But no, the log for OM, I like that because it's got the cluster, and I've got it hooked up to the radio, so I've got rate control. And if I find something I want to go to, I just basically click on it. It automatically takes the radio over to that and fills in all the stuff right on the top for logging. And you can do it for whatever. Like you can set it down, define it down to separate bands, where you just want to look at 20, 40 in the side band, or you can set it for FT8. So it does it all for you, just like I say, because it's got rate control.
Yeah, same here. We use the N3 FJP's AC log, and that also has a rate control capability. And so when I have the cluster map up and I want to click on a station in Italy or wherever, I just click on it and the radio automatically goes there. It's outstanding. I love it.
Yeah, and it gives me, the number of times I've worked that person in a group or in that one person, and where I've worked them, different, places in different parks or wherever the area is in the country or countries. So I can see that too. It's got the, it says work before, so I can see all that. But no, I like the software. The best part I like about it, it's the old simple word free.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Larry. Well, thank you very much. We're going to continue on down the list there unless you have anything else to add.
Nope, carry on. Somebody else in behind me there, so I'll listen along for a bit here, and have a good night.
Okay, Larry. Thanks a bunch. Appreciate it. What are you? You are check-in number 14 tonight, so we're doing pretty good tonight. And so let's move on and go to number 15, VE3 Golf Bravo Delta. Come on in, George. Did you get your cable yet?
No, it was supposed to come today, but nope. Didn't show up. FedEx sucks. Other than that, no. You know what, though? I did cut my grass. I got the lawnmower out and I cut my grass because it was disgustingly high.
Oh yeah. I procrastinated long enough the other day that it started to rain, and then it was like, oh well, sorry, can't cut it now. But I have to. My backyard it just grows like a weed, and so I have a funny feeling I'll be taking out the weed whacker to give it a trim before I put the lawnmower on it. So I got some work ahead of me. So yeah, dandelions aren't even out yet, and the grass is needing to be cut. So that's weird. But anyways, George, you're sounding good tonight. You're full strength over here. So that 4 watts or 5 watts there on the portable is working for you.
Yeah, I'm just on the, what is this? The, whatever you call it, radio. Hate using it, but I have to use it. But yeah, buddy, dandelions are out crazy over here. My neighbor across the street and that, oh my God. They got so much dandelions, it's crazy.
Yep. We have a neighbor 2 doors down, George, and I swear he is responsible, or not he, but the property owner is responsible for everyone getting dandelions because it's like there's more dandelions than there is grass. It's crazy, and they never look after their property. So that's as much as I'm going to say about that. But we don't have any yet, but they're coming.
No, I don't have any yet, but I seen my neighbor across the street because they get the sun all day, because they're on the opposite side of me. So they get more sun, and they are just, yeah. her, but her grass, like all their grass actually, is quite high. I was actually going to go over and, cut her grass, but I ran out of gas.
Yes. The old gas lawnmower there. Yeah, we lost ours when from our other place there, so now we got a electric corded one. So it does the job. Just got to be careful you don't run over it with the cord, which I've come close. Actually, no, I did chop it up once, and I had to get extension cord ends to fix it. Vanya was nice enough to give me a couple of ends to put it together. So much appreciated with that there, Vanya, if you're still listening. Okay, George, we're going to carry on. Do you have anything else for us?
No. Wife and her daughter are going up to the trailer tomorrow to clean it up, open it up, type of thing. But other than that, no. Everything's good.
Tomorrow? Tomorrow's not May 1st. You said May 1st they let you back in.
No. She got a message from the park. They're letting people come in to start doing stuff. Can't stay overnight, but you can go up there and do what you got to do.
All right. Well, that's good then. Get a quick head start for that. All right, George. Only what? A couple more weeks to go there, and you'll be able to sleep over as many nights as you like. All right, so we'll clear with VE3 Golf Bravo Delta. And let's see if anyone else is out there listening and would like to join us here on the Amateur Radio Exchange Group. This is VA3CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm located by the Center Mall here in Hamilton. Anyone, anywhere wishing to check in, please come now. All right, well, nothing heard. Let's go to on this day and start off with birthdays of famous people, celebrities, and whatnot. On this day 112. This is 112 weeks that I've been doing on this day. And this day is April 19th, 2023. And we'll start off with birthdays. And that first person we have is Elliot Ness. Now, you've heard of the movies, The Untouchables, and they have Elliot Ness as a U.S. federal agent. Well, he was a real man. That was his real name. And his birthday is in 1903. He was born on this day. And a U.S. federal agent. And he's responsible for putting away Al Capone on tax evasion, not crimes, but on tax evasion. So Elliot Ness was born in 1903 in Chicago. And he passed away in 1957. Next, we have on this day in 1930, Dick Sargent. Now, that may sound familiar to some of you because he was Darren on Bewitched. Born on this day, 1930. His actual real name is Richard Stanford Cox, Cox, born in Carmel, California, and he passed away in 1994. Next, we have Jane Mansfield. She was a very famous actress, pinup girl. She was an American actress, born in Pennsylvania on this day in 1933. Sadly, on June 29th, 1967, she died in an automobile crash in New Orleans at the age of 34. Way too young. Jane Mansfield. Next, we got a couple of race car guys. 1942, Jack Roush was born on this day in 1942. He's an American racing entrepreneur, founder, CEO, and co-owner of Roush Fenway Racing. You might hear that name if you're watching NASCAR. He was born in Covington, Kentucky. Back in the days when they used to run illegal booze, especially throughout the South, with souped up cars to evade the police. And then they used those cars to start NASCAR. So very interesting. All right, so we got another one on this day. Birthdays, Robert Yates, born in 1943, a year later than Jack Roush. He's also a team owner and engine builder for Yates Racing in NASCAR, and he was born in Charlotte, North Carolina. Passed away 6 years ago in 2017. All right, so we'll take a break from racing, and we'll go to the lead actor in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Tim Curry has a birthday today. He was born in 1946 in England. So that's all I have. He's still alive. Tim Curry. So let's go back to racing. We have Al Unser Jr. celebrating his 61st birthday. In 1962, he was born. Born in Indianapolis. Oh, no, sorry. He won the Indianapolis 500 in 1992 and 1994. Born in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And then we have Ashley Judd, born on this day, 1968. Born in Los Angeles, California. Next, we have Jesse James, born on this day in 1969. He's not the outlaw, but the American TV personality. He was married to Sandra Bullock for a while until he got caught cheating on her. Born in Long Beach, California. I do believe he was a motorcycle builder. Next, we'll stay with TV personalities. And in 1978, on this day, James Franco was born. He also has a brother in the movie industry, born in Palo Alto, California. And then we have another celebrity, Kate Hudson, celebrates her 44th birthday today, born in 1979, in Los Angeles, California. Again, an American actress. Wow, I didn't know this, but Maria Sharapova, tennis player, she's Russian, and she's celebrating her 36th birthday today. I thought she was a little bit older than that, but she was born on this day in 1987, and she's won 5 Grand Slam singles titles, born in Nyagan, Russia. So that wraps up birthdays on this day. Any questions or comments or check-ins, please come now. All right, nothing heard. Well, let's go with people who passed away on this day. Let's start off with Charles Darwin. He was born in 1809, but passed away on this day in 1882. Everyone knows who Charles Darwin is. If not, he's an English naturalist who theorized the origin of the species, who conceived the theory of evolution by natural selection. He died of a heart failure at the age of 73. Next, on this day in 1906, Pierre Curie. He's the husband of Marie Curie, who did work with radiation. So Pierre Curie passed away in 1906 on this day. He was also a physicist. He was a French physicist and won the Nobel Prize in 1903. 3 years before he passed away in a CART, C-A-R-T, accident at the age of 46. So either he wiped out while riding in a cart, or you got to remember it's 1906, right? And so he must have got run over somebody in a car, maybe. All right. And next we have David Koresh. Passed away on this day in 1993. Now, if some of you think that's a familiar name, well, his real name is Vernon Howell. And he's the American cult leader of the Branch Davidians in Waco, Texas, who died at the age of 33, along with many others. Unfortunately, he chose to keep the children that he had in the house with him instead of setting them free. And so they all died as martyrs. All right, so we can't end the people passing away on this day with that guy. We're going to go with Helen Walton. On this day, passed away in 2007. She is the wife of Walmart founder Sam Walton. So Helen Walton was born in 1919, passed away in 2007. All right, so that's it for birthdays and deaths, I guess you could say. And next we'll go to events. But first, let's go back to the list and let's see if anyone else is out there before we get back to the list. Anyone else out there wishing to check in to the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, please come now.
I don't like Jesse James. I think he's a goof.
Yeah, Roger that there, George. Definitely proved what kind of a man he was, that's for sure.
That's all I got to say about that. When you said about Jesse James, nah, never liked that fella. I think he's just arrogant POS.
Yeah. I used to like him, but the more I got to know, about him, that went away.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Ted Nugent. I didn't realize he was a very Trump supporter. I was a big Ted Nugent fan. No, you know what? No way.
Well, I like Nugent. He's blunt, right to the point, and he's smart too. Very smart. So we'll have to disagree on that there, George.
I know he's a very smart person, but he's such a Trump supporter. I can't agree with that because I think Trump, well, he's not a POS, but I was a wife said that he was supporting Trump, and I'm like, what? No. So yeah, so he's one of those right-wing radicals. That's what I'm gonna call him. I have him on my Facebook too, and I stopped talking to him. I said, yeah, you're a poop.
Okay, George. Yeah, well, it's like a lot of people that I grew up adoring, idolizing, and then you find out how they really, really were, and it's just a big letdown. Pretty much everyone. I mean, I grew up loving Elvis like there's no tomorrow. You know what I mean? And as I grew older, I got to know more about him. Uh, you know, and sadly, uh, he was a voracious womanizer, slept with everyone he could except his wife, and was a drug addict. You should see the amount of drugs he was being fed. So sadly, died on the toilet. A drug addict and a womanizer, and that's just one of many people that I idolized, and then later found out they were not very nice people. So, anyways, we'll leave it there, George, and let's keep going down the list here. After Mac was supposed to be Kevin KKP, but I guess he's busy, and maybe we'll hear from him later. Well, let's go out to the West End and see if Wade is listening. VA3 NCA. You still with us, Wade?
Yeah, I'm still here, still hanging in and listening along. Yeah, it's been a great net so far. We have about a half an hour left, so it's good to reach this day in history point of the program, and yeah, so I'm just listening along and listening to what people have to say and playing around with DigiPi, which is a little hotspot for digital modes for radio. So I'm stuck right now and trying to make it work with my portable radio for POTA. It might be a mechanism for me to be able to add some modes to activate on. So, anyways, it's a night of radio between listening to AREG and participating in AREG and playing around with radios in the background. So it's a good way to spend an evening. Back to you, Chuck, and thanks for running that.
All right. Yeah, no problem there, Wade. And yeah, especially when we're getting some wet weather, we can't really go out. And so if the conditions aren't good on the radio, you got to find something else to do. So, but it's still radio related. So there you go. All right, Wade. Well, thanks for listening along. We do have a question on YouTube. We have Mike saying hello on the YouTube stream. Good evening, Mike. And he's asking if anyone knows where he can get his ICOM R75 repaired. Now, I don't know where you live, Mike, but we live in Hamilton here, and there isn't anyone certified or anyone that I know of that can do any repairs locally. They're all out of town. My suggestion to you, Mike, would be to go to a website called ontars.com. That's Oscar November Tango Alpha Romeo Sierra.com. And they do have some banners there with people that do repairs, I do believe. And so you might be able to get some information there. And I'd also like to say hello to Wayne, Victor Alpha 3, Fox Mike Bravo on the YouTube stream as well. Good evening and welcome to the net. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. So we'll put you down in the log, Wayne, and you are check-in number 16. So thanks for joining us. Just a reminder to anyone that's listening, we are streaming live on YouTube. Just put in VA3CJZ in the YouTube search box, and you can find us live there this evening. And you can move the slider at the bottom anywhere you like. If you missed something 5 minutes ago, you can just move it back 5 minutes. There is a clock, showing on in my station room here. So everyone is welcome. So we'll clear with Wade and see if Albert is still there. VE3 Alpha Papa Tango. Albert, you still there?
Yeah, we're still here. We're still listening along there. Probably going to be the last check-in, but I think you're pretty close to wrapping it up. But no, good net there, Chuck. I was listening along there, and playing a little FT4 here, FT8 in the background. Back over to you there, Chuck.
All right, very good, Albert. Well, I do appreciate you checking in with us, my friend. It's been a while. It's always nice to hear your voice. So you take your ease, get some rest, because I know, that the work clock starts early, especially when you got to drive out to Brampton. So I do thank you for hanging in as long as you did, my friend.
Yeah, not a problem. We're probably going to be heading her in anyways soon there, so 4:30 comes early. But yeah, close to the end of the week, which is we're pretty much there. I'll give you a text there and see what's going on for the weekend. All right?
Absolutely. Sounds good. We may or may not get some bad weather, but we'll have to wait and see. Thanks again, Albert. Looking forward to hearing from you again. Take care. Have a good night. I understand Cal, VA3CDV, he was in the mobile, but he said he was going somewhere to do something. So next would be Rick, BK, VE3 Bravo Kilo. Come on in, Rick.
Yeah, good evening to everybody on net, and I guess this is 7-3 round, so we'll say goodbye to everybody. And I've been just listening along there, Chuck. Keep up the good work, good net, and that's all I got there. I guess our one won't be in there anymore. And I've been playing around with battery backup on my station. It works quite well, so it's something other people should consider. And that I even tried that out with Renzo V3 NMAX, so he couldn't get over how good it worked. Anyway, because you couldn't really tell the difference. But of course, it wouldn't last forever. It's just batteries in the basement. Anyway, that's all I got. Chuck, VA3CJZ, V3BK.
Okay, very good. Yeah, well, it's a good idea to have battery backup. I mean, the only thing I have here is a car battery on standby, and I know some people have solar panels, for example. Some have the UPS there, uninterrupted power supply. Whatever it is you choose, even if it's your batteries for all the batteries you have for your Bofang or your handheld, for that matter. So you never know if something's going to happen. People on your street are going to want to know if you can contact someone with all those antennas, and by golly, you'll be able to. So there you go. You'll be the most popular guy on the block if the power goes out. Okay, Rick. Well, thank you very much, my friend, for hanging in there. Much appreciated, sir. I'm glad your backup, your battery backup, is up and running, and hopefully everything goes well.
Oh yeah, it works well, and I did purchase a lithium-ion battery for the vehicle, and I found out that you can also run radio off it if you had to. So it's in the vehicle, and if the vehicle ever goes dead, I got that as backup too. But anyway, he just brought up something about being a popular guy with an antenna. Years ago, I was camping, and they found out we had amateur radio there at the campground, and we could go through the repeater and use a foam patch. Next thing I know, I was that popular guy. Anyway, that was years ago, and foam patches aren't really required too much anymore. They're over.
Yeah. So, but still, if you're the only one that can, that's got the capabilities with amateur radio, then luckily on my street, there's a couple of us, right? There's Kevin. He's just across the street. He's also another guy, so he might be popular too.
Yeah, Kevin Red, he's popular. Yeah, good guy. Anyway, yeah, I've known him for some time. Well, anyway, Chuck, we won't hold up the net, and good night, like I said, and always enjoy those things you bring up with things from the past and that. They're always good. VA3CJZ, V3BK.
Okay, very good then. Thanks a bunch, Rick, for sticking around and sharing with us. And glad you were able to contact Art there when you did. So perfect timing. Okay, so we'll clear with VE3 Bravo Kilowatt. And let's see if Steve, VE3 Zulu Victor, out in, where is he again? He's out in Waterford. Steve, are you still there?
Yep, still listening along here. And one thing I remember when I lived in Brantford before I moved out to the country here, I had a couple towers up in the city lot, and I always found that whenever somebody had any type of interference, no matter what it was, they always seemed to come to me. Even though I thought most of the time had nothing to do with it, but I guess I was the go-to guy. Anyways, a beautiful day here today. I've been working on my shingling my roof, almost done. Probably be done tomorrow morning, and on that part, and then I'll take a rest and then do another part. I have a shed to do too, so take advantage of the good weather. VE3 Zulu Victor, thanks for doing the net, Chuck.
Yeah, no problem there, Rick. Well, thanks for joining us. It's been a while. And like I said, no problem getting in there. S6, S7, good copy. So, yeah, man, work at your own pace. Do the roof, as much as you want at a time, and you'll get her done. So, and I know what you mean. There, some people just like to blame people with antennas, right? So, anyways, thanks again, Steve. Take care, my friend. Hope to hear you again soon. I hear you once in a while there on the HF, making contact when I'm fishing for DX myself. So glad to hear you in there, Steve. Take care, and we'll talk to you again. So we'll clear with Victor Echo 3 Zulu Victor. Let's see if Larry LBI is still with us. All right. Well, let's see if anyone else is out there wishing to check in with us here. Late check in to the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG. This is week 1,544 weeks that AREG has been on the air in the Hamilton and Dundas area. Any new check ins, anyone, anywhere, please come now.
VE3 EIR.
Okay, so I heard VE3 EIR, Don, and I believe there was someone else in there. That other station? Try again. That sounded like VA3CRF. Okay, Vern. Stand by 1 second. Let's say hello to VE3EIR. Don, come on in.
Yeah, Chuck. I thought it was about time I better check in. I noticed that the signal is really getting out tonight. Very, very good. Everyone is very good. And so I thought, well, I'll check in. Over.
Absolutely there, Don. Nice to hear you. It's been a while. I think I heard you on a repeater recently, one of the Toronto repeaters or something like that a little while ago. But it's nice to hear you on the net. I don't have any news for John, but I am planning on calling him. And so we will have some news, but got nothing now. Every time I talk to John, he's always got the same story, and nothing much has changed. For those listening, John is VE3JSU. He is the founder of the AREG net 29 some odd years ago. And he started the AREG net and since retired and moved up north. And we have been doing the net now. It'll be 5 years in July for me for taking over for John. And it's been a pleasure. And so, Don, like I said, a pleasure hearing you, sir. Everything well with you and the family?
Yeah, everything is great, Chuck. And for the old-time listeners, we're referring to John Sims. And so we go way back, way back, well, the start of the net. Anyway, everything is good here, Chuck, and I'll let you carry on. VE3EIR.
Okay, Don, by the way, I've got you at an S8. There's a little bit of noise. It's noisy tonight in the airwaves around my location anyways. And so there's a slight bit of noise, but I can hear everything you're saying. And as you know, we do stream the net on YouTube. So you can always listen back. It is now 9:46. If you go back to 9:44 or so on the YouTube stream, you can hear everything you said. Okay, so we'll clear with VE3EIR, Don, and let's go to Vern, VA3CRF.
Software, paper, pencil, afraid I have to stay on that. Back to you.
Okay, Vern. Well, like I said, I've got a bit of noise tonight, and you're coming in with that noise. But I think I heard you say pencil and paper. That's not necessarily a software, but I get it. I get it. Very good. Yeah. Well, actually, I started that when I started doing the net. That's what I did was paper and pen. So very good. Okay, Vern. Well, thank you very much for checking in, sir. Always a pleasure. It's currently 8.7 degrees Celsius outside my location, so it's probably within 1 or 2 degrees of that wherever you are. So thanks again, Vern. Anything else for us?
No, that's it for now, Chuck. I appreciate you picking me up. Yeah, as you said, as I stepped out a little few minutes ago, it was 7, so we're in the same range, but it's not bad, really.
Yeah, I'm surprised. At this time, it's almost 10 p.m. and it's still 8.7 degrees there. So that's very pleasant. So very good. We're getting there. We're getting there. We just got to get through these April showers and pray for that sunshine. Okay, so we'll clear with VA3 Charlie Romeo Foxtrot. And let's see, anyone else out there wishing to check in to the Amateur Radio Exchange Group? This is VA3 CJZ. My name is Chuck, and I'm here in the East End of Hamilton. Anyone, anywhere, please come now. All right, let's go to events in history. Today in 1770, British explorer Captain James Cook first sights Australia. He writes in his logbook that what we have as yet seen of this land appears rather low and not very hilly, and the face of the country is green and woody, but the seashore is all white sand. So that's Captain James Cook. And then 5 years later, in 1775, Paul Revere, William Dawes, and Samuel Prescott are captured by British troops riding from Lexington to Concord. Prescott escapes to warn Concord. So there you go. Okay, let's jump to 1874 on this day. The barracks on Alcatraz Island are destroyed in a fire. Now, that was a military base at some point, way back in the 1800s. So the barracks probably all made out of wood, and they burned. Speaking of fire, It says here that there was a great fire of 1904 that was on this day in 1904, and it says here much of Toronto is destroyed. So if you want to look that up, there was a major fire in Toronto in 1904. Sticking with uh, uh, natural disasters, we have on this day in 1906 now, the San Francisco earthquake ends a day later, and it says here killing 452. But at 5:12 Pacific Standard Time on Wednesday, April 18th, 1906, the coast of Northern California was struck by a major earthquake with an estimated magnitude of 7.9. Let's jump to 1910. On this day, Halley's Comet is seen by the naked eye for the first time in Curacao. I believe that's in Africa.
In the Caribbean, Chuck.
Caribbean. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right. France. In 1919, on this day, the French Assembly decides on an 8-hour work day. I'm sure it was many more hours than that, 10 or 12 probably, and mostly children. As we know, children work the mines and all kinds of places way back. Okay, we have a Canadian here. On this day in 1926, the 30th Boston Marathon is won by Canadian Johnny Miles. 2 hours, 25 minutes, and 40 seconds. On this day in 1927, actress Mae West found guilty of obscenity and corrupting the morals of youth in a New York stage play entitled Sex. She is sentenced to 10 days in prison and fined $500. The resulting publicity launches her Hollywood career. Sticking with women, we'll jump to 1932 on this day. Bonnie Parker is captured in a failed hardware store burglary and subsequently jailed. A grand jury fails to indict her, however, and she is released a few months later. Now, we all know who Bonnie Parker is. It's Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie was Clyde's girlfriend there, or wife. All right. Now, speaking of work hours, in 1932, on this day, in the United States, President Herbert Hoover suggests a 5-day work week. Another Canadian winning the Boston Marathon on this day in 1937. 41st Boston Marathon is won by Walter Young of Canada, and his time is 2 hours, 33 minutes. The other guy was faster by 7 minutes, I think. Yep. And moving right along, we have 1955. On this day, the German automaker Volkswagen, after 6 years of selling cars in the United States, founds Volkswagen of America in Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey, to standardize its dealer and service network. 10 years later, in 1965, on this day, at a cost of $20,000, the outer skin of the Astrodome ceiling is painted. Because of the sun's glare, this causes the grass in surrounding areas to die. So they had to paint it. I didn't know that. Cool. All right, everyone remembers the James Bond movie Casino Royale? Well, actually, that was the second Casino Royale. The very first one was a comedy, and that was released on this day in 1967. It was a James Bond comedy film starring David Niven and Peter Sellers. And it was based on the Ian Fleming novel. So I didn't like it, to tell you the truth. I never liked that movie. The very first one, no. Okay, on this day in 1967, the Beatles sign a contract to stay together for 10 years, but they don't. They only make it to 1970. So that was on this day in 1967. 1971, on this day, Charles Manson is sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Sharon Tate. Here's a first in space. 1982, on this day, Sally Ride is named the first American woman astronaut. Some of you may remember Sally Ride. Okay. 1994, on this day, Rodney King is awarded $3,800,000 compensation by the Los Angeles County for his police beating. Now, they subsequently rioted in Los Angeles, pretty much burning every corner store that is owned by a Korean. That much I know. They burned down a lot of Los Angeles. Anyways, 1 year later, 1995, on this day, Oklahoma City bombing. Timothy McVeigh sets a truck bomb off at Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building, killing 168 and injuring 500. Okay, now we have 2013 on this day. The Boston bombing suspects are killed and captured in Boston after 4 days. One of them is killed. They're both brothers. And the other brother is found in someone's backyard inside a boat that was tarped over. I remember that. All right, 2 more and we're done. 2015, on this day, a boat carrying approximately 850 migrants is shipwrecked in the Mediterranean between Italy and Libya, with only 27 migrants rescued. 27 made it out of 850. Okay, now last one. We have 2021, 2 years ago. On this day, NASA successfully flies its drone helicopter, Ingenuity, on Mars, the first powered aircraft to fly on another world. And so that wraps up on this day for birthdays, deaths, and events. Hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did researching and writing it down. Do we have any questions or comments before we carry on?
VA3 IOW.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Mac.
Yeah, Roger that. Usually any stories about Bonnie and Clyde bring back memories. I used to visit the Ford engine plant in Lima, Ohio frequently. And in their front lobby, they had a lot of commemorative displays on because Bonnie and Clyde were originally from the Lima, Ohio area. And they were kind of folk heroes back in those days, and it was kind of like the underdog. They were fighting back against the man, and of course, if I remember correctly, their mode of transport was also one of the older Ford motor models. But Bonnie and Clyde, Lima, Ohio.
Yeah, absolutely. That also reminds me of when I worked in the carnival business during the 1980s. I got to travel to certain places that displayed vehicles of famous people, and I think the Bonnie and Clyde car full of bullets was one of them. These are put on a trailer. They're wrapped around in glass, so you cannot touch them. And they're put on display in various places around the country. And I got to see Hitler's car. I got to see Al Capone's car, and Bonnie and Clyde's. So thought I'd throw that in there.
Yeah, by the time it all was said and done, Bonnie and Clyde's car probably had more air conditioning than all the other ones did, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, by far. Hitler's staff car was pretty neat to look at. The bulletproof glass. Oh, my God. It was thick. It was like 2 inches thick. Anyways, good times. Good memories. All right. Well, thank you, Mac. Let's see now. It is 10 p.m. So we are going to say goodnight to everyone and wrap up the net. But before we do so, do we have anyone out there who would like to check in with us? Any last minute check-ins for this week's Amateur Radio Exchange Group, AREG? My call is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu, and my name is Chuck. Anyone, anywhere? Okay, nothing heard. So that makes it a wrap for another edition of the AREG. Tonight we had 18 check-ins with only a couple coming in through YouTube. And so I thank you all for that. And I want to wish you all a great rest of the week and a good weekend coming up. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu saying good night all. 7-3, and I now return the frequency back to regular amateur operation.
7-3 is Chuck. Don't forget to put the garbage out, and I'll be QSY to the ZOE repeater. Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey.
Absolutely. Okay, Mac, very good. So yes, we are going to take a break and we'll come back. Thanks again, everyone. It's been a blast. Have a good one. This is VA3 CJZ 7-3.